Hello fuckers, how you doing? Welcome back. We're back in the garage with some more tinkering today. Yeah, so I've got a few little changes going on in here. So we'll switch the camera around so you guys can see. So here we are back in the workshop, and yes, we've got a new bike. A new bike over there, and the toolbox is no longer over this section here. It's now here, which makes sense because it's right beside my workbench. Had a little bit of a tidy up on the shelves, put the not so useful stuff over there and the more stuff I use over here. Obviously my toolbox, mini compressor down there, just random crap in these drawers. But the main thing, we've got a new bike. So if you can remember last time I bought the blue bike, well, that's that one down there, and the bits are there for it. So what we originally thought, that engine down there was a 110, but it isn't. It's actually a 125, which is even better because we've actually got a 125 bike. And we have over here, up on the bench, which I've just freshly painted, the frame. So we're going to be rebuilding this bike, try and make it look a bit better. As you can see, she's a little bit worse for wear. It isn't going to be immaculate, but it's just tidying it up a little bit. I was stripping it down anyway, to go through everything and just make sure everything's greased up all right. So thought might as well just chuck some paint over it quick. So we're rubbing the rust out and cleaning it up. As you can see, it's a bit of a mess. But that only took me last night for about 2 hours. But the big thing, yes, here we have my new bike. So this bike here is a CRF 110 pit bike frame. So yeah, it's a pit bike based on a CR 110. As you can see, it's got the lot better frame, it's got the better fairings, it's got the upside down forks on that bad boy. It's got the 14-inch wheel in the rear and the 17-inch in the front, compared to having a 10-inch on the other pit bike and a 14 in the front. So yeah, it's a lot better. This one's actually a 140cc, as you can see. Look, just on the engine there. Can we get it to focus? Focus, come on. There we go, so it's focused. So yeah, I bought this for last Thursday. Friday was my birthday, so I treated myself. Messaged the bloke, give him 450 quid for it. Not bad. Travelled to Chelmsford, so it was about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes to get there. Bike was a little bit dirty, but it's a pit bike, what do you expect? Had a few little issues with it, just little bits loose. There's a little clip broken on there. The chain needed tightening, which is, it needs some oil on it now because I've been out on it. I was out the Friday, the Saturday, Sunday on it, so I've definitely got some use out of it so far. There's just little things I need to tidy up, like this kickstand actually goes up too far and it catches on the frame, so I just need to adjust that just down there. It's just little niggly things really. The rear shock was completely knackered, so I have bought myself a new shock. As you can see in there, we've got the piggyback shock on there. There's a little bit of a rattle inside the exhaust when you start it up, but we'll get that all sorted. The carburetor, it had an air filter on it. It ran a little bit it was a little bit boggy, so we took all the carb and everything off, me and my mate, and we cleaned all that up. Yeah, and the back brake didn't work. Still yet to find out the actual problem with the rear brake. But is the rear brake down here. And as you can see, this pipe is slightly bent just here. And there's a little bit of grazing just gone on there. I caught a stick on it the other day when we was out on the track, and bent this out, and now my brake, I've got no back brake again because it just goes all the way down, because obviously there's air in the system now. But to get our way around it, the actual piston, I don't know if you guys can see it in here, wasn't actually compressing all the way out. So what we actually done was we put an extra caliper in, extra pad in, just to push it tight to the disc, and then the piston only had to move so far, which worked a treat until I did that. And the second little thing that happened, I had another cap on here for the spark plug. This is just a cheap one that we had lying around, and inside these bad boys are little like plastic clips that help it clip onto the actual spark plug, so like you get that initial push at the end there. Well, that had actually broke apart, and it was popping and farting, and I was like, my fucking carb's full of shit again, and I was losing my shit. But it turns out it wasn't the carb, and it was actually the cap. So yeah, but you're wondering why it's probably got no air filter on at the moment. I actually took the air filter off. I made a custom one to try and stop the shit getting in. So it's just a normal K&M filter, but that's the old one. And what I done was, this was off my mate's bike, and that worked a treat until I washed it. As you can see, it's full of dirt at the moment. The bikes were filthy. So yeah, it was full of dirt. So that I took it off to clean it out. But what I ended up doing is I bought a new one. So this is the original old one. As you can see, when I bought this bike, excuse the duct tape. The duct tape here, what the idea behind this was, when I next wash my bike, I've duct taped it up. It's actually got a rubber glove in there, so you might be able to see if I get the right light, just there. So when I wash my bike, I'll now put this on. That stop dirt going in the carb and getting the filters wet. Well, that was my idea anyway. But originally that would have gone on there, and that come unstuck. So we made that for a makeshift one. Then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to buy one. So I bought a new air filter. Now, highly been recommended to buy a uni one. Obviously that's exactly the same, but that's just a cheaper make. And these are the uni filters, which apparently are the absolute boy for pit bikes. So that is what we've got. And I've also got a bag, a waterproof bag to go on it. So when I do wash it, I shouldn't need to do the trick that I had planned with that. That's the carbon that off the other bike. So yeah, really, we've got quite a task on our hands with this pit bike we're rebuilding here. But I do want to strip that one down probably next week, and go through it, grease it all up, make sure everything is spot on it, fit my new filter. I'll probably do that beforehand because I want to go out at the weekend, and hopefully we'll get some videos of that. But yeah, this one, as you can see, it's a little bit worse for wear really. It's a bit of a mess. Didn't know if I told you I did actually go out on this blue one when I had it all going, and we actually had no grip in the rear tyre. So I bought some new tyres. Obviously it had those sort of tyres like the road mixed terrain ones. And yeah, so really we bought some new tyres, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to strip it down and go for it. So this is actually the shock off the blue one. This shock is completely and utterly knackered, but I don't think any of my other ones are going to fit. As you can see, it's just destroyed. It's just a waste of time, that one. And I don't know where I'll actually put it. Here we go. Here's the original shock off the white pit bike just there. As you can see, it's this one. So I was thinking this isn't too bad. It works, but it just wasn't quite good enough for that bike over there because it's quite a big bike. So I was going to actually swap these over, but as you can see, there's too much length difference, and it'll make that bike sit stupid. Unless I can modify this, maybe cutting these threads down, winding the shock down as much as I can on there. So say I was to, that's the actual length we need it to be at. So if I could have it where we're just maybe an inch longer, it shouldn't hurt too much. If I wound this down, the spring down to about here, wound these all the way in, and then cut this so this would wind all the way down. The only thing with that is we're then going to lose all the compression out of the shock. So yeah, it's unless I modify the frame, which I don't really want to do because obviously it's just had a fresh coat of paint. Fork bearings are absolutely shot, as you can see. They're meant to look, this is in the blue bike, they're meant to look like that. Well, the bottom bearing's there. So yeah, that one's absolutely knackered. Hang on, let's just clean this lens. That looks a little bit better. So yeah, and obviously we've got a lot of working space now. I've actually put the Cortina right against the wall. It's now got a cover on, so when I'm working in here, we don't get it dirty and scratched and mucky. So yeah, that's basically it really. Like I say, just getting on and getting some shit done. Actually been enjoying coming in the garage and painting frames and sorting my benches out. My mate's been around and give us a hand. It's always nice to have a mate round and that. Giving you a hand with some bits and pieces, and you just get on with it. Another update, can't actually show you because the garage door's shut, but the Honda's gone. The Honda's finally fucking gone. Yes, thank God that thing's gone. It was just a nightmare, that car. Spent an absolute fortune on it, but it is gone now. I got 420 quid. I paid nothing for it. I spent maybe 200 quid tops on it, getting it on the road and everything. So it's still a profit, and I have got an absolute shed full of parts for that car. Like this whole drawing here, all of that in there is Honda parts. Induction, fucking shit with cameras. Yeah, we've got induction kits and all sorts of distributor caps. And the other shed I've got out the back there, out over there in that corner somewhere, is absolutely full of Honda parts. Yes, so I need to get rid of those. I want to get them all gone. I'm going to put that money towards starting my own business up. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I want to go into recovery. We've always said it, and I'd also like to do some repairs on cars. I've got a van outside that I've also got to do some repairs on, so maybe we can get some vlogs on those as well. But yeah, I'll keep you updated on how this bike's going. Currently rubbing down the frame, so hopefully we'll get that done. So, we've made some bloody progress. So we'll switch the camera around and I'll show you. So obviously, we've still got one hell of a mess in the garage, but everything is broke down into parts. And we're nearly into the process of putting this one back together. So we have the freshly painted swing arm there. There's my new pup. Well, he's not so much of a pup now. Hey Doug, hello. Dougie, up here. Say hello. What are you doing? Do you want to come in? So yes, then we have the frame, which is all now painted. Looking damn good. Now we have the engine, which is half in paint, waiting to be able to turn it around and finish off doing this side and the underside, obviously because it's only half painted. So that's done. Yes mate, I know you're there. I know you're there. We've got the spring, shock, then we'll start to work on that bike. But we're going to get all together in a moment. We need some headstock bearings for this though, because as we said, those ones are knackered. Well, here we have it. The bike is finally done. And it actually doesn't look too bloody bad, considering what this bike looked like when I got it. All nice and clean. It's got a brake pedal. Everything works. Everything's all tidied up. It's got a few niggly bits, but it was a bike to build and do up on a budget. And there we have it. I think I'm going to get it sold, and we're going to work on our next one. See if we can get our little start up on this. It hasn't been started in a little while. Bit choked up. Hop in. Ticking over. Not bad at all. So there you go. You can basically build a pit bike up from being a scrap heap to something decent. I hope you all enjoyed this one, something different for the channel. I enjoyed it. I love being out here doing this sort of stuff on the bikes. So if you do like this sort of videos, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Ready for the next project. That one just there. And maybe we might even do a little bit of work. Whoop, whoop. Shit, the camera, Josh. a little bit of work on that beast to make it look a bit smarter. But yes, definitely this kitty here, I think we're going to have to do that up. Full race bike. It's a brand new frame, so let's have a quick little look around this. So it might not look the cleanest, but that there is a brand new frame. It's got a brand new shock, it's got brand new tyres. I know they're the wrong tyres for what I'm going to use it for, but that bike right there is going to be a beast. If we did it up, put a race engine in it, clean it up, or maybe put the race engine in my best one and take the engine out of that one and put in this one, and then make this one a beast and this one even better than what it is. Let me know what you think. But yes, catch you in the next one, guys. Thank you and peace.